Hey y'all, what's up? It's your favorite Brittany back, better, another video, of course. Doing it big like I do per usual. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post, because y'all know I post frequently. All right, y'all. Say it with me collectively. Get ready. Let's do it. We are jumping. We are skipping. We hopping. We leaping. We doing the Dougie bow. Our Dougie y'all. Into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon, because that's the only way y'all gonna see my content. All right, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this video. So we're on episode 5 of Love and War. So my first thoughts before reviewing is like, oh my god, dscott, you really learned your lesson. Like, for real, that man do not have your back like that. It's to an extent. It's very much conditional, you know. Your hand got pulled. You ain't got bop, bada, boop, bop in the chair. He said he was not going to have your back. He said, we had a conversation before the show, and I already let you know it's conditional. It's limits to this, okay? I thought that was crazy. Landon then fighting Ant was like, please. Doing the most. Very much so. Like, literally, we are just drinking water. Landon is trying to fight Ant. We are trimming trees. Landon is trying to fight Ant. We are having a baby being born. Landon is trying to fight Ant. Like, every time I look up and I think calm, peace, Landon is trying to fight Ant. It's so annoying. So we started off the episode with something they really could have took out and left. It was Jazz playing like she's gonna get Joyce. She's on that. She needs that. I've seen her take off on people for less, so I'm not impressed by everything she's saying. She really just talking. Like I told y'all, baby, Valley Girls, like, once again, I've seen her take off on somebody for less. So, boo. They could have cut, snip this all the way out. We definitely did not need this part in the episode. Now, not gonna lie to y'all, I did not know I was gonna be interested in Crystal and BB's relationship. As y'all know, I could care less for both of them, but on this show, in this scene that they had, I was kind of like interested. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely wanted more details into this 10-year, relationship, and their problems and the issues that they have in their relationship. So they get into some things that Crystal would like to see BB change. And she brought up drinking. She said that, he a lightweight, and, she kind of want him to slow down. I understand that, because a man being a lightweight is just, like, on a relationship, no, it's just not attractive. Like, for me. Like, if I'm a little light, okay, cool. But if my man, like, just overly light, I'm like, control yourself, get yourself together. I will say this too. I don't know where they put the mic on BB, but that was taking me through there. Every time he says something, I'm like, please remove the mic from him and put it somewhere else. And this my thing right here. I see why she said he need to listen more, because once she said he needed to stop drinking as much, he took it as she was saying he was an alcoholic, and she was not saying that. Like, literally, she said that he's a lightweight, and she wants him to kind of just not drink as much, because she probably will have to take care of him depending on how drunk he get. And she not here to be babysitting her boyfriend. He do need to listen way more. But I can understand too, if he have, like, quote unquote anxiety, the liquor probably calms his nerves when he's around people. That's what I would think. Tasha really thinks she a therapist. So what about the mood that changes? Oh, he just kind of don't want me to talk to him. Like, kind of like an attitude, aggressive, physical, any type of abuse coming on here. Like, Tasha, please. And Crystal is kind of watering down how she feels. You can definitely see that, through their whole interaction. She watering down everything that she's saying. Is stop drinking a little bit. It hurt my feelings a little bit. He have a little attitude. Like, girl, just say what it is. He be having an attitude. I just want you to stop drinking. Like, dang. Like, make it clear, make it plain. And the thing about it is, Tasha is acknowledging what she's saying and, allowing her to accept what she's saying and that what she's saying is okay. So he is getting annoyed because he like, she's never said this, but probably in y'all everyday life, you don't drink. When you get over here and you have to be on the camera, you probably drink. So that's why she's not telling you this. So once they get to BB's career, I was so weak because he was like, I be out making money. And Tasha was like, what do you do for a living? I make money. Okay. Like, once he said he be making money, you read in between the lines. And then once she addressed it, you read between the lines. Okay, so this is what I'm picking up. This is just me, though. I'm picking up, he do what he do in the streets. That's how he make his money. But that type of money, like, mind you, if it was back in the day, like, what's his name? Frank something. I forgot his name. The movie American Gangsters built off of him. I think it's Frank Evans, but I'm not sure. But I know his name is Frank. If it was back then, I could see, like, yeah, you're making money. Even though I don't condone that, and I definitely don't condone you selling to your community, and I don't condone them putting that in the Black community, because that definitely hurt a lot of Black people, and a lot of people and their families were affected by it, and to this day can still be affected by it. But that, back then you would make money off of that. I think now in 2025, depending on if he sell green, like, you can make money off the green. But I don't necessarily know if people are on the rest of the stuff like that, and they probably are, but I just don't feel as though you can be in a great financial space with him making money like that. Just because, what if people take a fast, they get caught by the police, or anything of that nature. And that's not, in my opinion, like a super stable income. And even if he do got a loyal clientele, it's not enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna go get an apartment, a car, and if he get her everything that she want, I'm sure he do get her stuff. We ain't seen her give out Louis Vuitton. We ain't seen him give out cologne and stuff like that. So he make a good grip, but is that consistent? Is he making a good grip all the time? Is the question. And with that, to me, like, it's giving, good girl with a bad boy, the stereotype. Like, she going to school, trying to, make use of her life, and he more so out here just in the streets hustling. Yeah, that's what I see. And I know a little while ago he went to jail, and he got into it with the auntie who was getting dragged through the dirt on South Central Baddies season 5. I don't know. I just want better for them. I would like for, I don't know them or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, it's time to get a real job. It's 2025, baby. You trying to provide for both of y'all. You trying to make sure both of y'all straight. He ain't said that both of them was homeless. More so, what I'm thinking, he was homeless. She had a place that she can go live, go stay, but she trying to hold him down. And, he probably a good dude. Don't cheat on her, nothing. But with him making money, probably affects their relationship a lot. Because if he get caught, he go to jail, this, that, she gotta hold him down. Like, But it is what I will say, because they swear up and down this is only black people that be going through this. It's good to see another race of people like have a man, quote unquote making money. Cause they just swear it's only with the blacks. And she probably is right. Like, I believe her when she said that this is probably the most personal time that they got, because if he's a seller, he's always on the clock. He just wait on that phone to ring. And when the phone rings, he probably fly to whoever he need to fly to give them what needs to be got. So I don't believe she's lying. And then probably too, working with her school schedule, her having to do her homework and everything like that too. Her building her career as an FBI agent and him doing what he need to do to keep food on the table. I'm sure they, don't get as much time together as she would like. So she ends up asking BB when is they gonna get married, and he ended up saying soon. But I've already told y'all that he proposed to her on this show. So soon meant in 5 days. So we end up going to the next scene where this really was the drama for real of the episode. So Jazz was saying that she was gonna get Joyce. dscott ends up running back and telling Joyce, like, oh, hey, they're looking for you. They're going to get you. With that, Joyce then says, like, I heard you got a problem with me too. Get out my room, whatever. Words were exchanged. And then he throws liquor, water, whatever at Joyce. So Ma then tells him, like, no, you need to apologize because, you shouldn't have went back and said nothing, which I agree. You shouldn't have went back and said nothing. That wasn't your place. But you was trying to go be messy. And you want to be the messenger. And knowing around here on Now That's TV, they whoop the messenger too. The messenger gets a whooping. Whoever said it gets a whooping. It's all of that. Period. And I'm going to say this too. Even though like dscott, I feel like he walk around like he's very confident. I think dscott has low self-esteem. And the only reason why I say that is because Ma continues to, in my opinion, disrespect him in their relationships. So like, you in a confessional said, oh, my lover, out of respect for my lover, I'm gonna apologize. He calling you his friend, his good friend. Like, that's number one. Not only that, if you was gonna be the messenger, you should have stood on it. You knew it was wrong in the beginning. He had already told you you had no business doing that. But once he came to you and said, you need to apologize, you didn't think about, hey, justifying what you did or nothing. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna apologize because you asked me to apologize. And I think he has more respect for Ma than he has for himself. And it's like, no. And then two, when Joyce confronts Ma and said, like, Ma, you and dscott not even together, I will say he stood up and was like, no, we are together. We're together. But that was your friend. Are y'all together or not? Like, make it make sense. Now when Ma told dscott that don't look side to side because I'm not gonna be there because you know who her plus one is, that right there, not necessarily like a shock, but for you to say it on camera and embarrass him like that, that's what I'm saying. Like, he continuously just be embarrassing you, babes. You find Aunt behind him. Let's be honest. You find Aunt behind him. You just embarrassing yourself. It shows that you have low self-esteem. Because this man said, why the camera's right here? Because he's trying to show Cashy that he has loyalty to Cashy. And look where him and Cashy are now. Which is, in that friendship, it showed that Ma definitely had more loyalty to Cashy than Cashy had to him. Because as we know from what all occurred, Cashy told all Ma's business first. He went off on Ma first. And mind you, it was behind a situation that he had going on with Joyce. Okay. But boom. So he ends up saying on the camera, like, hey, I'm telling you on the camera that, you might be want to do all this messy stuff and you want to you want to cackle. And, you might key cackle with her. But if Cashy come over here and Cashy says anything, hits you or anything, don't look around looking for me because I'm not going to be there. Because that's my brother. And when it comes to my brother, that's my brother. I'm not going to have your back when it comes to my brother. And it'd be different if you sat there in the room privately, but on camera in front of all them people, that's embarrassing. And dscott like, yeah, I know who her plus one is, and I'm gonna call you, and you're gonna handle that. And him like saying, no, handle what? Handle who? Handle where? No, I'm not doing that. That was like dun 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 dun. That was crazy. That was insane that he did that. Very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing. So Cashy ends up coming out there. So as y'all know, I gave y'all a live the other day where Ma was like, Cashy felt some type of way, and he just wanted dscott to apologize to Joyce. And Ma walked Cashy out there, to hear dscott's side and for dscott to apologize. Ma said he didn't know Cashy was gonna throw the drink, all this, all that. Boom. So when Cashy get out there, Cashy asks dscott, why he did that. He tells him, and he said that he was gonna apologize. Cashy then goes to be like, well, she or me should throw a drink in your face. Now, this is my thing right here. I get, it's like, oh, well, you threw a drink, so I'm gonna throw a drink. But once again, loyal to the wrong person, because if Cashy respected you and if dscott respected you, they would have never, even combated like they did all that like they did. And my thing is, you went out your way to tell your brother, like, hey, he's gonna apologize to her, daughter this. Your brother then went out there and flipped the script on both of y'all and was like, how about a drink get thrown in your face? They end up throwing a drink at the same time, and then Cashy runs up on dscott and hit dscott. Hit dscott once, but it don't matter. I don't care if you flicked him in the forehead. If you're my brother, you my friend, the apology should have been that, and it should have been done. And like I said before in the video where it was the live, if both of them want to be girls and give girl and give cattiness, y'all as men should have let them be catty instead of trying to run in it and be like, hey, I'm finna save her, I'm gonna make him apologize. Y'all should have stayed out of it. That had nothing to do with the brothers. That had everything to do with the partners. Y'all should let the partners handle the business that they created. Now, if y'all go back and watch the scene, please watch how quick Landon was in the frame and jumped the hell out that frame. When I tell you, as soon as them drinks got to flying, he moved quicker than Maul. He was gone. When I say gone, gone like the wind, bullseye. So Ivory is going off. She feels as though security wrong because security allowed Cashy to fire off on dscott. But that's not true. That's not true. Security was the one who was pushing Cashy back. Cashy and Ma was like, no, like, he cool, he cool, he cool. So how is security supposed to know that Cashy was gonna come out there and flip the script? Now that's my thing right here. Y'all gotta stop blaming production for cast action. The cast is making these actions. Like, it's no way that security felt as though he was going to both of them was gonna throw the drink on each other and Cashy was gonna just get into hitting him. Like, they cannot read minds. So you blaming it on security is insane. And you knew Zoe did not even know why she was yelling. Zoe like, you're up next to talk to Tasha K. Okay, what are you talking about? And she like, yeah, just let him fire on him. He like, what did you talk about? You talking about Tasha K? Tasha K is over here. He don't even know like what she talking about. So this guy is storming through there. Like the cameraman is right on him. He's storming. I'm breaking dishes up in here all night. Like he pissed. So mom like, dscott, Derek, hold on. He like, boy, you better get out of my face because you're fake. Never gonna deal with you a day in my life again. Not stun you, bump you. So he like, where Cashy at? You hear Ma like he in the other room. Okay, tell him to come out. Like, mind you up here swearing up and down, like, no, I don't want it to be no type of violence, all this, all that. But then saying, oh, he in that room right there, messy too. That's why y'all get along so well. Both of y'all messy. So this guy finally reaches Cashy. Soon as he see Cashy, he like, what's up, Cashy? Cashy swings on him. Now, mind you, I feel as though this just shows more disrespect when it comes to Miles and Cashy's relationship, because even with dscott saying, what's up, Cashy, he could have been like, oh boy, I'm not finna fight you, da da da, you heal my brother, da da da, I just did that, off reflex, da da da. But as soon as he said what's up, he got the swinging. Joyce came in, got the swinging. Now, mind you, once they got in the open, more so Joyce pulled dscott's hair. But Ma just standing there looking like, who did it, why, playing like he trying to break it up, like, be for real. Then, like I said, literally, nobody asks, nobody's looking for it, nobody cares. Landon swings off on Ant. I'm like, Ant, please keep your head on a swivel because somebody is obsessed with you. Like, literally, we was not looking for this. In the midst of the chaos, Ant was just right there, and Landon just started swinging on him. And honestly, for me, boy, sleep. Like, nobody cares. Like, what you keep swinging on this man for? What you keep hitting on him for? It's giving thirsty. So Ant get back up. He kind of rocking with Landon. No shade. This might be the beginning of Ant learning how to fight. So Ant get up. They rocking it. Both of them. I don't know who got Ant, but when I tell you Ant got a hold of Landon's shirt, Landon did the Superman at that shirt and then threw that security guard down. That security guard about a good 200, good 280. No, good 200, good 180. Landon threw that man down. This is the same man who was just punching old boy who's an assistant to somebody on production. So when the security get up, landed and knocked the wind out the man with a man glass and fell off. And mind y'all, this is the security, like I said, who just was tearing old buddy up on Deja Vu. He like, hey, bro, find my glasses. He ends up knocking 2 holes, not 1, 2, into these concrete walls. I said, he's a beast. He's an animal. Get him. Like, he needs to be on a show. Okay? He not playing it. If anything, y'all boys don't want to mess with him. So once the Hulk lost his glasses, y'all, Joce said, cut everything. We must find his glasses. Everybody find his glasses. Mind you, they still trying to fight. They like, back the fuck up. Back your ass up. Find his glasses. Hold on. Y'all got him tripping out. Put his glasses back on so he can get back to normal, okay? About to knock y'all out. Like, y'all really is doing too much now. And mind you, I heard the glass breaking while they was fine, but I'm thinking like they just put sound effects. No, they actually tore up these folks' stuff. They have actually truly broke glass in there. Very ghetto. So Ma ends up having like a one-on-one with Deja and Tasha, and he lets it be known, his brand is everything. He has morals, he has values, he's a king. He's not just doing anything for camera time, which I understand. He's not thirsty for camera time. He's not finna, step off his throne because dscott's around and dscott wants to do peasant games. He's not doing that. So dscott feels betrayed by Ma, and Ma is like, I've already told you my aesthetic. We had a conversation. You was being messy. You put yourself in a situation and you felt as though I was going to have your back, but I wasn't going to have your back when you were being messy. Cashy ends up coming in, basically saying like he appreciate the apology or whatever, but he felt that it was only fair that Jocelyn throw a drink back in his face. Now, this is my thing right here. When you and Ma had discussed what y'all discussed, you didn't bring up what you thought was fair. So therefore, you put your friend in the situation too. Like, if you felt that was fair, you should have said that to your homeboy, your brother, when you was talking to your brother. When your brother was walking you over there to apologize, you should have said, "Hey, brother, before we go over here, I'm going to tell him that I think it's fair for Jocelyn to throw a drink in his face as well." Then you and your brother could have went back and forth about if that was right or not, and whether or not the situation needed to be more calmed down. I think, you put your brother in a difficult situation, even though your brother chose you. In that moment, I still think that you put him in a messed up situation. But not only that, you can't pick and choose to defend her all the time. Like, yes, this was not Joyce's fault. She did not start this. But what I will say is, you can't be like, "Oh, well, because this happened, this is how I feel like it should be handled." Or, "You gave an apology, but she needs to be able to do this too." Like, who the hell you think you is? Like, if y'all discussed an apology, that's what needed to happen. Nothing else. But you punched him. You punched him. And what you punching him, that's when you added more. Like, yeah, they gassing his head up outside, all this, all that, but y'all agreed on the apology. But then you punched him. I think the punch was a little much. And I'm glad Ma was standing up for you a little bit, at least in this conversation. I'm glad, but too, at the end, at the beginning, you still was being messy, trying to be the messenger, and this is why you got socked on and a drink in your face. So Ma then confesses his loyalty to Cashy in front of everybody. And I get what he's saying. It's been his friend. He's basically saying, "I've known him longer than you. I'm not about to risk my friendship because you wanted to go be messy." Clear, to the point. And it definitely showed Ma's loyalty to Cashy. And this is crazy because when the friendship messed up, it evolved somewhere in this same situation, but having to deal with like a partner. That's what I mean. Not about like being messy, but more so like, "Oh, I'm in a relationship, the relationship has went wrong, and you as my friend, I'm expecting more out of you." So they then start arguing about loyalty and how dscott friends and told him and called and said how they gonna slap Ma, all this, all that. Let's be very clear. dscott absolutely has way more loyalty to Ma than Ma has to him, because I seen all through Playboys, when it came to Ma, dscott was on that. If I'm not mistaken, Trezane and Ma got into it, and quickly, immediately, dscott let it be known that he was on Ma's side, no matter what was the issue. No matter what. Man, if I'm not mistaken, when they got into it was the same thing. Like, it like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to, say yes, but if I'm not mistaken, a lot of stuff that he had been in, is him coming behind Maul and him showing his loyalty to Maul. So I'ma disagree on that note. Maybe, they did say that they're gonna slap you, but did they ever slap you? No. And I definitely believe if they called him and told him that they was gonna slap you, he would have nipped that in the bud. So this guy, I will say, he was definitely standing on business for himself. Absolutely. He checked Ma with just the little stuff that Ma was saying. He was letting it be known like he's not finna be buddy buddy with Joyce. He don't care for her, and it is what it is. He's not finna play that game for Cashy or Ma. And I respected it. And Cashy like, "No, I think the whole thing need to be dead." And I'm like, "Did you just hit him? Please." Like, no, he's not finna dead the whole thing. And I guess the night before, Cashy and Ma had something going on, and Joyce jumped in, and dscott like, check your girlfriend, because I'm coming behind him, hard. But this my thing right here. He just showed you he's not coming behind you the same way. So why keep coming behind somebody hard when they ain't showed you that they coming soft? Like, no. And Tasha K at this point needs to be a therapist because she really does ask great questions. Okay, so we end up getting a Tasha K and Joyce one-on-one. So for me, this was really long. I'm kind of tired of the whole like T-girl situation, like biologicals. I'm very over it, honestly. I'm tired of it. I feel as though I had got enough with Deja Vu. I just want them to fight the storylines, move on. Okay. I don't always need now this TV to be political because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here for that. I'm here to kiki cackle. Oh, dang, look at your eye. Look at that titty. Like, I'm here to do that, not to keep having this political conversation every 5 minutes. So I'm gonna make the conversation very quick because I personally just really don't care. I'm sick of kind of talking about this, but I feel as though Tasha was trying her hardest to express whatever she was trying to express to Joyce. You know, I think they was having so many conversations in one conversation. And my thing is Joyce, she know people are gonna call her a T girl. Like, that's what you are. You know, you're a T girl. And you're like, just say woman. That was the first time that she even acknowledged you, like, even y'all like talking about the whole gender to transition thing like that. She called you a T girl because that's like the politically right way to talk or whatever. So as soon as she said that, you being like, oh, call me a woman, it's like y'all ain't even 10 minutes into the conversation yet for where you could, you know, be like, hey, you've called me a T girl like 8 times. Just call me a woman, call me Joyce, da da da. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all ain't even been talking that long. Like, she called you a T girl because she trying to let you know that she respects you in your transition, who you are. Like, that's what she trying to say. But Joyce is getting wrapped up in words, and I don't care. And I feel as though I was getting very confused with where they were going with the conversation because both of them were talking at each other and not to each other. So, you know, it's like both of them are having two different conversations. And I'm like, huh? Like, where did both of them, and both of them is even asking each other, like, where did I say that? Where did this come in? I'm kind of like, okay, they need somebody to navigate what the conversation needs to be and what's the topic that's on the table right now, because I'm confused on like, where's the conversation going? When did we stop at this subject? When did we get to go here? Like, I was very confused. Joyce is hilarious. I don't know if it's the unwind, but you got to slow down on the wine, boo. Now, I will say this with, you know, the whole like allowing biological women to fight T girls and like T girls, you know, putting their hand on biologicals. What I want to say is now that TV is unique for this because they are getting all genders and non-conforming people together, and a lot of the women, like the, you know, recurring cast members that we see, are very different from a lot of women. You know, it's certain women that grow up, find boys, find T girls, find girls, and then it's other girls who just only fight girls, you know. But a lot of them do be want to square up, whether it be with a T girl, whether it be with a man. So on this network, you know, it's different in that way because a lot of the women who are biologicals want to get that. They need that. They're on that, you know, and they don't mind if you're another gender or you're non-conforming. Like, they don't mind. They want that. They're on that. They need that, you know. But is every woman in the world moving like that? No. Is every T girl in the world moving like that? No. Is every man in the world moving like that? No. So I would say, you know, to people who can be persuaded easily, don't persuade in this way. This stuff is entertainment, and that's really what it is and what I leave it at. And I'm not going to sleep thinking that I should take Now That's TV into my real life. I think it's entertainment and entertainment only. When I turn it off, I don't want to do half of the stuff that these people have to do. And what I mean by that is, if I go out in the real world and I'm at the grocery store and somebody skills me in line, I'm not throwing my groceries down saying, hey, I need that, or I'm like, no shade, I'm not giving nobody free promo, something like that. I hit a no shade real quick in my everyday life. The lingo, like I might hit the lingo, but I'm not on that. I don't need that in my regular day life. And I think, for people who are easily persuaded, please don't be persuaded by them. Maybe, with the art and the way they do their hair, stuff like that, yes, eat that up. But behind that, like the way they move, how they want to get down, what they mad at, please don't do that. You will go to jail. I think with Tasha's messaging, she's trying to let Joyce know that she is on her side, and she, doesn't want harm to come to her. But because of, Tasha's persona, her brand, and what she's built up, and because her and Joyce got into it, it's probably hard for Joyce to trust the stuff that's coming out of Tasha's mouth. And maybe Tasha just needs to say it instead of trying to like overly explain. And I think Joyce and Cashy just have a way of feeling as though people are supposed to cater to them. They brought Tasha K to do her job. They like the way that she does her job. So therefore, and she's made money by doing it how she does it. So therefore, she's going to continue to do it how she does it. I don't think it's your place to be trying to tell her how to do her thing, because she's not going to your place telling you how to do your thing. Like, making people comfortable, yes, but when people have paid her to come, obviously they know what they're gonna get, and I don't feel in any type of way that she not make them comfortable. But two, once again, like I said before, if y'all didn't want nobody asking y'all about him socking you down, y'all shouldn't have came, period. But I will say this, I'm glad that she took accountability and said that she was socking on him too. She socked him first, that's what made him sock her back. So they was doing a sock for a sock. So the next episode should be interesting. Now, do I think they're gonna do the little handcuff thing? Probably by the end. I'm trying to see where Pootie at, because when Pootie get here, it really shakes the table. Okay, when he get here, he really supposed to be putting belt to ass. So I'm really waiting on Pootie to get here. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of Landon and Ant going back and forth. I'm very bored with that. Joyce and Cashy gets the big talk. I want to see that. Swag being polyamorous is crazy. It's insane. Like, nigga, be for real. That's crazy. That's insane. That's crazy. That's insane, literally. Ivory, I do want her to calm down, because honestly, at this point, I don't care. And that's it. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Bye, babes.